So you want to win with money in your 30s? Well, maybe you find yourself wanting to start a family, or maybe you want to buy a new house or even change your careers. Well, it's likely that you'll find yourself in a position where you're making more money. However, a lot of times that also comes with more bills and less time. You'll find that it's much harder to keep up with things that you enjoy, like working out, eating healthy, spending time on yourself, or even having to spend time on aging parents. So the big question is, what can I do to juggle my priorities when I find myself making a little more money in my life and having different choices I want to make?
Yeah, I think the first thing, Dan, especially in your 20s and then definitely into your 30s, is you want to look ahead. So for example, we have a retirement calculator that you can look at calculating how much money you're going to need in retirement, how much you need to save. Really important. So you want to be looking ahead. Statistics tell us that a lot of people believe if they start saving for retirement in their 40s, they got enough time. You can never get this time back, and you cannot make up for not saving in your 30s in most cases. So, is there a income gap down the road when you retire? Are you going to have an income gap? If you don't have a pension and you're just going to rely on Social Security, there's going to be changes to Social Security probably. So how are you going to get income? And then how much do you need to invest right now to retire whatever your desired age is? So if you're in your 30s and when you retire at 55, what do you want your lifestyle to look like at that point? And that, again, using the calculator, should be able to tell you how much you need to save in order to attain that lifestyle. And then you need to be disciplined and start saving. So looking ahead is huge.
Yeah. And then I would say some of the most successful people that I've met doing this career over 17 years, and even in friend groups that I have, they invest a lot of their income. And they look at that as a part of their expenses. I'm going to go out to eat. That's an expense I'm not willing to sacrifice. My Starbucks, I'm not willing to sacrifice. And investing 15 to 20% of my income is also something that they're just not willing to sacrifice. Having that retirement calculator that you mentioned, John, can actually show you, if you were to save that amount of money, where it'll actually take you in life. And you'll really see the benefit of the compounding interest over time. And so the average age when people start investing is around age 33. The sooner you can begin that, the better, because again, time is your biggest benefactor. We know it's hard, but it'll really set you up for success.
Yeah, and you want to avoid, the third thing is you want to avoid making money mistakes. Now, we've all made some mistakes with money, but you want to avoid some of the bigger ones. Financial mistakes that you make right now that are significant can significantly impact you, not just now, but many years down the road. So what are some of the big money mistakes? Well, if you got a bunch of credit card bills or credit card debt, you need to pay that off. Not having credit card bills is a big deal. Average interest rate on credit cards right now is almost 21%. You need to be paying that kind of interest on credit cards. So one of the biggest mistakes you can make is having a bunch of credit card debt. But you want to make sure that you have, like, for example, a modest, reliable car. That car is paid for, or that you paid off. You don't have to have a new car every year. So again, there's some really tangible ways that you can make sure that you're not making big money mistakes in your 30s.
Yeah, I would say of the people that I know, even the most successful people, one of the biggest mistakes that they all regret would either be a certain car that they bought, a boat, or even some that I know, a plane. And they go, that was really even though I could afford it, really the dumbest investment that I've ever made. So be smart with those things. The last one, this is important. This is one that I actually spend a lot of time prioritizing, which is managing your time. I think what you'll find in life is, even though it's relatively easy to become more successful if you're a hard worker, you're honest, you work with integrity, it's easy to make more money. You can't make more time.
Right.
Time is one of the most valued commodities that I have in my life. I have priorities where I want to spend time working on myself and my health, and so that takes time. I want to spend time with my kids as much as I can as they're getting older. That takes time. Work takes time too, right? Have to do this job, and it takes a lot of time and commitment. And then I have a marriage that also takes time. And over and above all of those things, you add friends and social activities. So time is very sparingly in life, and so I think you need to be able to have a plan for how you're going to prioritize your time. We are extremely organized in our family. We keep a hard calendar, 2 different calendars. One is one for the month, and then one is a yearly one that we all update, and it's kind of color coordinated for kids. That may seem extreme, but I'm telling you, it's helpful to know where you have time in your life. And don't overcommit to extracurricular activities or social activities for that matter. Man, so many of my friends just spent hours and months and weeks on allowing their kids to do anything and everything in life that they want to try. And I'm a big advocate. Let your kids try things, but you guys need to guide that to some degree, again, to just protect that time that you have.
Yep, absolutely. Well, listen, thanks for watching Retirement Talk. Subscribe to our channel here for lots of great information.